All right, folks. Hey, welcome on back here this Wednesday, September 3rd. Great to have all of our students and members alike just joining us here. Leda, Nabil saw just a moment ago, Scott, John, Kathleen, James, or Jim, I should say. You got Bill. Got a bunch of us just rejoining us back here, if not already with us now. Inside our live trading room, Margaret, Albert, Dave, Lawrence. There we go. All of us coming in here. Kathleen, Debbie, all of us just joining us now. Now, right away here, just all of our students, keep in mind, we have our live class coming on up ahead at 3 o'clock Eastern today. About 30 or so minutes heading into the market close, right? Wrapping things up for the August curriculum and really, for the phase 3 course. So I got the hot tag as always from Fausto to finish up this class with all of us here. I always appreciate the opportunity to, teach that class and really just trade live in front of you. This is just my chart here, my matrix. I'll just show my full execution system when I'm trading with you later on this afternoon. Let's just jump right to it ahead here. The PRTS stock, at least, it's up 24%. That looks good. And this stock has a pretty tight spread. It's at the high of the day. So for that reason, I'm going to put this on our main list to begin. Now, full disclosure, this is not the first time that we're bringing up this trade to you here. Real quick, make sure that we're good to go on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc. down below. Forgot to include you there to begin. At Cyber Trading You, just hit the follow, subscribe button down there for yourself. But full disclosure, hey, you got to be inside our live trading room to get the full brunt of our commentary, whether it be text or audio. We're going to just do this right back again at 3 o'clock for all of our members here. But let me just show this to begin. I know Thomas was watching this with myself today. He was watching the paint dry. I took a couple pennies on the dollar himself, I think. And, just at the time, I said PRTS at 10:54 in the morning. Over $1. I have a lack of explanation. I'll go over that with you in class. If you're a student of mine, if you're going to come up, join me in class here this afternoon, the phase 3 course, I'll give you that explanation, right? You want it, you'll get it there. But I said pretty much I love the setup on the historical graph, on the historical chart for this stock. That's the first thing that kind of stood out to me. So either way, this thing was popping up to begin today. Ended up making a small little move over $1. That's where I focused on it at first. Now at this stage, though, this thing's doing really well. Hopefully heading into the close, we could see continuation. It's been around for a while, even before 2015, 2016 time. Oh, shoot. Where's that chart, Thomas? Where's that chart? I ended up showing one of our students here earlier, just before the graph that I was looking at for the PRTS. This is like the real long-term graph here. I was showing this to our students before in our room. It's at this historical area for years upon years, decades. This has made a pretty good bounce. So, is this the time where it fails and it just kind of keeps crumbling back down lower? Well, we'll find out because this thing's pretty cheap and it's low risk in that sense. It's liquid enough, so it's got a good spread. It could still fail and shake back down. I have my stop set on this trade at least below $1, I think right at 99. But yeah, for right now, I'll just put this on our list to begin. PRTS. Not to be confused with PRTY, no longer listed, I believe. Party City, that was, right? All right, so what we'll do is go right from top to bottom here, build up our watch list for the afternoon, and go from there. Let's see. All right, so STI done. This thing lower high, pulled back. Most of those stocks do that. This was dead in the water. We nailed this trade. We, as in you, our students inside our live trading room. I ended up missing out on the initial pop here from 9:30 in the morning. I was in on another trade. It was a great day altogether, but I missed this first wave and I wanted to pull back. Didn't pull back low enough for me at the time, and it kept going up. I ended up jumping on this trade over 7, and I ended up walking out like a few pennies on the dollar. You had an iceberg order show up, and it got very choppy and hairy from there. It shook me out. Kind of getting close to reversal time. Not every stock is going to reverse literally at 10:30. Some will do it beforehand. So I was just thinking like a couple steps ahead, or at least I was trying to. I got shaken out probably when I should have stayed in. And long story short, this made the exact move to the exact level that we were calling out inside our room because we had some good historical support on this trade right around $8, $8.20-ish. And well, look what became historical resistance today, right? No surprise there. So I ended up making the move that we wanted it to make. Just got a little hairy beforehand, and then obviously dead in the water now. So we're done with this trade. This one here, pass. Kind of be quick with that. Let me actually rebuild this scan because I got to jack up the volume right now for all of our students joining me here. Just keep in mind, we don't want low volume stuff. So rerun this right back from the top. So this BTBD trade flat. It's dead in the water now. It has been, so we're done with it. Lucify or Lucify, whatever, LCFY. Ended up making a nice pop earlier going into the late morning, early afternoon, but obviously it's starting to prove itself to us right here. Hey, this thing looks pretty good in terms of overall direction, but let's see if it could blast above resistance here. Pretty much at $6. You could even say the initial peak that we had here. What was this at? Like the market close yesterday? So like 580, 595, probably bumped this line up to even 6, as I'd said. Just loosely speaking, this area needs to flip into a support. And I'm not expecting it to immediately. If it actually blasts way above these two lines put together, then comes down, that would be something that would be more appealing to me. I'll add it to our list for now. See if it ends up making that exact move. Done. ABTC, done. Low volume, low float, not for us. PRTS, again, we had this on our list already to begin. It's the one that we started off on. That was all. Macy's kind of doing all right, not half bad. Higher lows, beautiful support built here. Needs to get back up and above 16. I don't mind it for right now. Let me just finish up this list. SOGP making another pop again. So obviously like green candle over green candle here. Looking at the liquidity or lack thereof, like I can't even see like any real people out there, let alone like almost any actual orders. You have 50 shares here on the bid, 300 shares there. Scroll down. There's garbage out there on this order book. So, I say this the way I say it. If you're someone that's more of a category 5 trader, you're someone that makes like 500 or perhaps more throughout the week, or a day rather, I should say, not week, but on a daily matter, consistent matter, give it a shot. You know who you are, right? I don't need to give names to know who that is, right? Got to look at ourselves in the mirror there. But if you're a brand new student, I don't want you trading this. If you're inconsistent with your results, I don't want you trying to gamble here on the stock. So, this is probably more for select students, but we'll pass. We'll focus on other trades. Hopefully they're going up. The whole market might be taking a dump here at this point, so there could be just a lot to work with on the loser side. Some good shorts to work with there, perhaps. Hey, this was just a wasted profit for me earlier today. I had such a nice trade on this stock, the IPDN. Ended up jumping in right off the halt print. It was pretty much at 1072. Moved up really well off of it at the time, and it actually popped above the previous high here. This is kind of like the SOGP trade. It's like category 5 stock. So where I tell you, if it doesn't have enough liquidity on it, more often than not worth it, especially if it's not showing good direction. At least this had a nice pop to begin. It ended up breaking above the high from last week and even this little area for a moment. But it was a head fake. It was a head fake, unfortunately. It came scorching earth back down. Real time as this had happened, it came back down. The second my eyes saw this instant drop, I'm like, shit, watch out, guys. And, it's tough because this stock dropped so fast. As I'm like finishing my sentence, I'm trying to like power through, like telling it, watch out, this thing's going to freaking drop. If it's not going to flip this into a support, it's done. That's just quick enough to say, right? But you got to be quick to pull the trigger. I ended up getting stopped out exactly break even on this trade. Just had my stop set, stop limit right at my entry price, then 4 cents underneath. Took me out pretty quickly, right at my entry price on the shakedown. But it sucks to waste an unrealized profit like this. I don't think it's too bad in the grand scheme of life, right? I mean, this could have been a hell of a lot worse. What if you didn't set your stop? What if you got too greedy and had your feet kicked up, and you didn't expect this to drop when it did? This was at 9:56 in the morning, right? So for all of us here expecting reversal time 10:30, I think that's a good idea to expect. But you still, cover your tracks, make sure you cross your T's, dot your I's, and have your stop at least there, right? So kind of unfortunate. Look at this thing, KLRS. I don't even know where this came from here. I think that one of us shouted this out early on. I didn't. This is the downside of these trades, because once they get halted going down, they're a hell of a lot tougher to get out of. So I didn't even really notice that as much, the KLRS. URG, NAM, SMR, a lot of trades pulling back right now, guys. Even if they did good earlier, they're not really sticking near the highs. So MSTZ, inverse, that's an inverse ticker, right? to MSTR, down 3.6%. Coinbase not down as much. Circle down to like 1%. MSTR might be a decent short. Obviously, has dropped off pretty well here today. Broke really nicely below this low. So already has been a pretty decent short trade. If anything, maybe I'll just kind of slip the MSTZ on our list to represent that. This goes inverse to the equity. Tell you what, get my wisdom teeth taken out, getting 3 wisdoms taken out tomorrow. I keep biting on my tongue. I'm actually excited to get that done. Knock me out, pull 3 teeth out, easy. All right, going back here, ARWR, another beautiful day. We put this on our watch list yesterday, put it back on our watch list, I believe, this morning, and only continuing to go back up higher. Got to put it back on our list once more. HIMS, nice tradable stock, did really well on this a couple months ago, but a lot of controversy that stock has with FDA and lawmakers and the GLP-1 stuff and even other companies that make the GLP-1. It's like kind of the whole sector that gets some scrutiny at times. So Oscar didn't have a bad day. Nice move there, up over 6%. All right, and there's Rivian, 1464. Yeah, you know what? Ended up pushing up pretty well from 1450. Oh, you know what? No. I don't know how I got those two confused, but I caught it earlier. Caught it early, I should say, but the lift. I was kind of confusing the two there. No, this did not hold support at the 50-cent level. This broke down a little bit later on. All right, going back to the other one, at least, Rivian. I guess I kind of got them confused. They're both kind of car companies to a degree, whatever. Rivian, at least, dragging down now. I ended up missing this move earlier today. Definitely, I'll put this back on my list for tomorrow. Put this on my side list at least. But otherwise, let's hop over to the losers. See if there's anything looking just as good, if not better, from that side. Volume's jacked up already there. That's good. WVE. It's easy to borrow from me here. It's just not really near the lows. Normally, you'd want to focus on a stock near the lows a lot more. It's not even near this bottom or this dip, and that's not even the low. Low is down here. So I think that we're done on that trade. Bullish. This is a new IPO. Can't get shares to short that. Not a surprise it's dropping, though. Rocket Lab. Wow, this thing is taking a hit today. We were just saying before how healthy of a chart this Rocket Lab trade has been, still is right now, even with this drop. I know this doesn't look as good today, and we'll see over time if this continues to hold support or not. Technically, these are lower highs from the previous. It is breaking lower from the lows from last week, this week here. There's still a chance they can catch into this, build back up, but it probably is going to take some time for that to happen. Then, even if that's the case, even if this maintains support, this could go well into like October, November, where it tries to build back up. Definitely not a good day. You know what? For right now, if you want us to put this on our main list, especially on the way down as a short, don't mind it. The Rocket Lab back on there, RKLB. Let's see. Anything else looking good here, folks? It's already 2:50. Got to make sure that we got enough time here for class. You and me put together, all of our students. Make sure I catch my breath. Make sure that we're good to go, right? ASTS down big today. Possible short. On this, no surprise, this is dropping back down. Why? Because it moved up way too much, way too quick. They're waiting on a damn pullback for this stock. So going to keep waiting on a pullback at least, but no surprise there. Oh, Soon did drop this low. Holy smokes. I didn't even realize that until just now. So earlier today, I tried taking a trade on Soon. Didn't work out, at least there. Ended up getting stopped out at 13.15. I was in from 13.40 averaged. I started off at 50, then built it in. So I ended up taking a loss there. It was on a swing trade idea and right place, wrong time, perhaps. But either way, what I wrote to you here, let me just show this because it's kind of funny. I just didn't even notice this until right now. Give you the whole dialogue on Soon from earlier today. Fausto was calling it out yesterday. It was a nice move. Talking about the iceberg on the bid. Listen, it just didn't work out. I said I'm not holding. It's not holding 1340 to 1350 as support, so I'll wait a few more days for it to do so. Or if it tanks today, maybe get a price like 1280. Who knows? What the hell do you know, right? So we're right back into the lows that we built from the end of last year, and I could probably lower that even a bit more to 1270 actually. But point being is it's already there at our next level. Maybe you get a discounted price. If you like it so much at 1350, you got to be drooling over it at 1280, 1270. So You know what? I am going to put the soon trade on our main list, and actually more in hopes of this bouncing. See if it does it today, but obviously it's more of an idea to the upside that we're looking for. Even with it down 5+% near the lows, this is definitely at a strong support. All right, so I think that will just about wrap it up here, folks. We got about 6 different trades on our watch list so far. I got an ETF on there in case the markets keep dumping off. At least that will keep going up. Market's been pretty choppy today, but at the lows, sideways, kind of looks like it's building a sloppy rectangle pattern. So I feel like it's going to break lower. Should that happen, I'm assuming MSTR to keep dropping. And should MSTR keep dropping, this is on our watch list, MSTZ. So if that drops, this goes up, right? So, Thomas, Kathleen, you got Wayne here, Ron, all of our students here in chat. Let me know if you see anything else looking good. Chuck saw something looking good. He got out on it already. Is SOGP, right? Like I said, you know who you are. I'm saying that earlier. The LCFY trade, did we add this at least to our main list? Yeah, we did. We added the LCFY already. All right. Pretty healthy chart. And it actually blasted above this area here. Let it drag into it, though, even. Let it kind of pull into this a bit, then scoop back up. So I don't even think it's done building support yet. Macy's, nah. I'm going to hold off on Macy's. Macy's normally isn't a great day trade. It looks like it did pump well back at the end of 23, but aside from that, it really isn't a great day trade. If this wants to prove itself to us, I'd love for it to, but right now we'll hold off. PTHL, this is kind of sluggish here. I thought it was going to move up earlier. Thought there was a trade one of our students, Scott, had mentioned earlier here. Pardon me, folks. Give me a moment. SEPN, dyslexia. Sorry, Scott. Yeah, this thing's a little flat here too, low volume. We'll hold off on it right now. That's all right. Blasted through 6. Yeah, exactly. Well, Bill, exactly. Right now, we're looking for this to try and drag into this area to be support. If it's going to keep pushing up, then 7's your next whole number resistance to work off of. But this is fine. This is actually good, right? In the immediate moment, you might sit here and be like, I just missed it here, right? And if you caught it on a breakout, all right, that's nice. But if this was such a good resistance back from the other day, from today, then if that's such a good resistance, then it should be such a good support, right? At least that's how I'd like to take it. So we'll see if this can pull back at least, folks, right? We got plenty of time left to make our monies. But, all of us on YouTube right now, Leda, appreciate you as always, simulcast. How about this? Shout out to Robin and Henry. Thank you very much for today. But with that in mind, folks, we're going to wrap up at least. Hey, let me know if you have any other questions in class. We have our Phase 3 class coming up at 3 o'clock here in just a few minutes. Looking forward to seeing Bill and Grant, Leda herself there. We got Debbie, Kathleen, Lawrence. I'm just shouting out students I know that have access to the class. Looking forward to seeing you there. If you'd rather be sitting in the room here, go more on ahead, please do so. I will tell you, this is just strictly a live trading class. So this is the creme de la creme, I'd say. Normally, if I'm in phase 1 doing PowerPoints, and if you're Lawrence or Kath or Debbie and you've gone through those classes before, I always say, hey, stick in the trading room if you don't want to keep retaking that class. But this is a live trading class. I'm just going right into things with our students here off of our watch list, right? So looking forward to that. And again, if you're on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, etc., how about this actually? Before you join us inside our live trading room, we have a workshop coming up tomorrow. In fact, I could do this instead. No, not that. This one. There we go. Scan that QR code. I believe it's the same one on the corner left that you see up top already. But doing a free webinar tomorrow, 36+ year pro Fausto Pugliese. He'll be on tomorrow at noon Eastern. So looking forward to that. Scan that QR code to join. If you're not as fancy with your phone, with your camera, go right to ctu.co/free right there. Again, ctu.co/free. Again, if you're a student, you're already here with us. You're good to go. But again, looking forward to seeing our students coming up in class. And, again, if you're a member here, Rich will be on coming up in just a moment. Talk to you then. Take care.